Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you are all well. I hope that life is treating you perfect. We will be starting in just a second. I'm just putting my phone on its little carry case and then we'll get on with it. Get on with it indeed. Let me just check the sound. Where's my headphones? Here's my headphones. Headphones are here. Hello, hello. Right, that microphone's working. And we'll switch it off so I get no echo. This microphone's working. Yay! We're all good. 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 And I think that is it. Great. Right. Let's play the coffee tune. Where is it? Lost it. There it is. All right. Oh, right. I forgot to push that bit. Right. Okay. Oh, God. Technology. And there we go. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're good. Hope you're well. Don't forget to say hello and all that jazz. Barry, good morning. Let me just start off by saying right at the start just now, I love you guys. And I'm referring directly to my children just now. Okay, if you guys are watching, I love you. I think you're amazing. You're strong, you're resilient, and this pandemic will blow over soon enough. Okay? And just know that. Okay? Know that is the important thing to hold on to. And Daddy, your dad, your father, loves you very much. Okay? That is important. Okay. Good morning, Morgan. How are you? Well, and welcome to the morning show. Oh, look, there's the boys doing the rubbish. I should shout at the window again at them, shouldn't I? No, I'm not gonna. Not today. Not today. Today is Roddick's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roddick. Happy birthday to you. Yay! He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's 2 today. I can't believe that's been 2 whole years. 2 whole years that little boy is has been in my life. That's 4 children. I've got the other 3 are up at their mum's just now. They are up there just now, staying there just now, which is good. They'll be back soon enough, which is even better. And unfortunately, they're not going to be here today for Roddick's birthday, which is a wee shame. But that is life. When things are out of your control, you just have to accept it and realise that at the end of the day, if they're out of your control, what can you do about it? You know, there's nothing you can do about it if the world has made decisions that you can't have any input upon. And that's fine. I can wholeheartedly accept that without malice, without any form of aggression or anything. I get angry though. I get really, really angry at the lack of understanding, the lack of support that and the nonsense that the government is actually, you know, doing. It's like they're telling fairy tales all the time. Okay, I'm sorry, that's just nonsense. I need to make coffee. I've not made coffee. I need to take my medicine. Is that coffee pot? We'll just boil it just now. And while we get on with it, that's fine. Right. So, how are you all? Did you have a good night's sleep? Barry said on Facebook this morning that he wanted his brain to go to bed, and I actually thought he said Brian, and I thought, who's Brian? Oh, but then I read it right, and it was just my dyslexic brain swapping the E's and the I's around. But that's what happens. That is what happens. It's like, Brian? What? Brian? Who's Brian, Barry? Who's Brian? And why is he not going to sleep? Hey, wake up, you. Don't do this again. Are you okay? Oh, show. You're making me worried, little boy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so kettle's boiled. Where's my coffee cup? Wake up. It's his birthday. I've got like an abundance, because we've not been able to go out and get birthday presents, okay, because I like to go and buy them. We're having a mummy and daddy and son dinner with Roddick's favourite food, which is Russian cutlieta, which is like little meat patties about that size, made of a couple of different types of meat. And Olia, my wife, oh wow, she can cook. Hey, you can really cook. Yeah, you can really cook. I'm sure there's a meme in there somewhere. But like I said, the kids won't be here, so we're going to have a bigger party later on. And also, it's my oldest son's birthday in a week's time, and then my daughter's birthday at the end of the month. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a ridiculously large party after lockdown finishes, when they invite a few of their friends. We'll have some Russian babies from the Russian baby play group. We'll have family. We'll have everything, you know, because like I said, this is all going to blow over one day, and we'll be able to return to a semblance of normality, so we can behave rationally, positively, and without any consequence. You know, that's something that we all need to take account of. In all essence, I think that's very important. Very important. Right, there is the pot for the porridge, and here is the porridge. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't have control over a certain situation, and there's conditions being placed upon you within that sort of control, what you've got to look at is, what can you do about it? Okay, you can rage against the machine. Okay, you can rage against the machine that is causing you these issues. All right, or you can point the finger of being rational at yourself and behave in that positive, rational way, and then deal with it. Absolutely deal with it. You might think, what I'm rambling on about this morning. Why is Mojax happy talking shit? I've not had enough sleep last night. That's why. Okay. Right. Oh, Morgan says happy birthday, Roddick. Barry says morning to Morgan. Morgan. Right, I've left here without taking my medicine. I need to take my thyroxine because I have no thyroid gland. Morgan, if you didn't know, okay, last year I was in exceptionally aggressive cancer treatment, experimental cancer treatment at that. And as a result of the experimental cancer treatment, my body decided to attack and digest my own thyroid gland. And if you probably know this, these particular thyroid glands like that do not grow back. They don't repair themselves or heal themselves. So every day for the rest of my life, I have to take a totty little pill and a less totty little pill. Yeah, tastes like sour oranges. Also, as a result of that, I only have half a gullet because of the scar tissue from the cancerous tumour. It's crazy. It is crazy. Okay, let's have a look. We're used to it. Right, thanks, Barry. Thank you. Okay, and happy birthday, Roddick, from me, Sarah, and Monkey. Monkey, Sarah, and Barry say happy birthday, Roddick. Okay? He's going to go up and he's going to kiss the telly. Look, there he goes. That's his favourite. Oh, show. Oh, and he headbutts the telly. Good boy. Right, let's have a look out the weather window because it's a beautiful day inside and out. And where is it? Where's the button? There it is. And flip. Doodle-doo. Yeah. Right, okay, east. East is a bit cloudy, but when you look up in the sky, it starts to get blue skyish. And there's a birdie. And going this way, yeah, still patchy blues. Is the ground wet? No, the ground is not wet today, but it's bright, crisp, and sunshiny. It has like a bit of a cold air about it, but that's Scotland for you. That's what we do. There is no water on the cars, and the wind is not even wispy. It's astounding. Let us check the air quality as per usual. Good quality air. We like that. We like that very much. So the weather's pretty good. It is pretty good. Right, let's go and check on the chat. Right, good. Chat's still there. It's not fallen off the internet yet. Can you believe it? I forgot to turn the porridge on. What a loser. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on now. Give it a little mix. And then stir it. What do we stir it with? With Woody. Because Woody is the only thing that I can stir porridge with. It's just a hand-me-down from my grandmother and my godmother. I have to do that. We have to do that. Okay, so how are we all? I hope that you are surviving. Hope you're washing your hands. I hope that you're socially isolating where practicable. I hope that the world is not treating you badly at all. I hope that it's just cool. That's cool indeed. Right, who do we have? We've got Barry, we've got Morgan, and we have somebody in Facebook land as well. So who is in Facebook land just now? Anybody in Facebook land? Say hello. Just say hello. You can quite happily say hello. We are in the informal stages of the morning stream, which is basically you will have Russian cartoons on in the background, and you will have me getting up and down to go and check the porridge while I quickly bring up the papers on the share screen. We will do that, and then once the porridge is made, we will do the tech transfer to camera, the studio camera. When I say studio camera, it's just this little one here. I'll show you. Hang on. Flip. Damn it. Where is it? Oh man, what's going on? Yeah, there we go. It's the Logitech. You see that one there, and it sits kind of like in the middle of the laptop. And the laptop's there, the keyboard's there, the mouse is there, the laundry's there, the microphone's there, and that's the way that it all goes. The laptop sits there. This is what I look at, and then my big circular light in the bookcase is there. At night time, it looks all quite swish and professional, but if you were to actually look at what I'm using, it's like, wow, is that what he uses? Incredible. Right, okay, we don't want the papers coming up just yet. I will keep that at me. Right, okay, so whoever's in Facebook land, just say hello. Okay, we like people saying hello. If you don't want to, that's also cool. You can also send us a wee like or jump across to YouTube and hit that little subscribe button. Do you know something? I'm going to talk about this just now while I am stirring the porridge. There is a bit of a fad going on YouTube just now called Small YouTubers Support, where basically people are making videos saying, we're here to support each other. Let's start a bit of a community, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm all for that, supporting people and being there for people to provide support where necessary is a really important thing. And when you do that, okay, you work together and there's less conflict because you have a better direction because there's sort of like that mutual balance, okay? But within the YouTube sort of sphere, okay, it's pathetic, right? It's if you go back to the early days of social media with the hashtag follow for follow, it's kind of like a YouTube version of that. So I did an experiment. I went away and I followed about 50 different people. I subscribed to them down 2 different postings, and I took note of every single person that I actually did. So did I get 50 subscribers back? No, I didn't. Did I get 20 subscribers back? No. I got about maybe 15 or 16, which is great. Okay. How many of them have remained? Well, at my peak, I was sitting at 144 subscribers for my YouTube channel, which was, over 70 more than 4 weeks ago, right? But now it's dropped down to 139. Okay. And the people that have left are the people that were on these posts. So if you're one of those people that say, oh yeah, support, and then all of a sudden change your mind and change the way that you think about it, you're a loser. You're crazy. So the point being is, anyway, I'm all for having proper subscribers. I want to do that as a social experiment to see if this would be the same as like the Instagrams and the Twitters, follow for follow and follow for follow back and blah blah blah, like for like, etc. So the next stage of the experiment is to look all suave and sophisticated and make my own version of the video detailing that people are assholes for doing that, basically. And it'll be entitled, "Hey small YouTubers, you're all assholes." That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be the title and the thumbnail. And it will just get everybody's goats up. And the click-through rate will be phenomenal, because it'll be like, how dare you call me asshole? That's the way to do it. Right, let's mix that with a spoonful of porridge and get to the papers. Okay. Oh my God, Barry, you need to have a word with yourself. Okay, I've got a job working shifts. I've got a job working shift, making chess sets. I'm on nights next week. Right, okay. Whatever the one you said last night was about it being a cereal, that had me cracked up, my friend. Absolutely cracked up. Crazy. Right, okay, let's do the tech. Shift over, right, we need to put those mics on. That's those mics on. We need to switch that one off. Put that one on. Whoops, hold on. Leave and bring me into there. And we have successfully done a transition to the other one. Hey, look, there's the papers up already, but we don't want the papers up already. There we go. So I don't have the happy mug today. I have, oh, look, you can't see me. Wow. Right, there we go. And down and down. Right, good. I am using my daughter's unicorn mug this morning because I miss you, Alia. You're a good girl. This will soon all blow over. Like everything else in the world, it will pass. Life will be different, but it will pass. I had a hen that could count her own eggs. She was a mathemat chicken. We should just have a night where Barry has the stage floor and does stand-up one-liner comedy for half an hour. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. I'm all for that. Right. Let's take a look at the papayers and see which rabbit hole they lead us down this morning. Okay, newspaper headlines: leaked back to work coronavirus plan and NHS app. We're going to talk about that NHS app in a minute or two as well. I actually need to bring up Facebook for that because there is a picture on Facebook which I posted
that is relevant to it. Okay. So, hotspot lockdowns. Plans to reopen in country reveal local areas will be shut if virus spikes. Unions call for more staff safety in government's back to work strategy. So we've got hotspot lockdowns. Leaked government guidance on how people could return to work makes the front pages of several newspapers. The Daily Mirror suggests that regions of the UK could face local lockdowns if there are any signs of another virus outbreak. The draft documents also show that the government is considering relaxing the 2 metre social distancing rule for some businesses, the papers say. Right, okay, so Westminster says we're past our peak, all right? And whether that's true or not, I don't know. Can we say that that's true? We just don't know, because there's so many people that are asymptomatic that don't show any symptoms of this, that are walking around, that could pass it on to somebody, and then we're back at square one again, because they've got it and they infect at least 3 people. Those 3 people infect at least 3 people, and when you go 10 deep, that's 58,000 people infected, and with a 15% mortality rate, that's a crap load of people dying. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want that at all. Right, I'm trying to find this picture as well while we're on looking at the papers too. So, in my opinion, see this hotspot lockdowns thing, that's already in law. If there was an outbreak or a pandemic of something ridiculous in a village, a town, or a city, the government, under the Civil Contingencies Act, can shut down a particular town, city, or geographic location. This is nothing new. This isn't like hotspot lockdowns. Is nothing new. It's there. It's in place already, because we have to have that, because it would be silly and non-prudent to have that. You know, and that's what you've got to remember. And when you know, hang on, when that happens, hold on, I found the picture. I'm going to save it. In fact, no. What we'll do is, we'll put it up at the end. We'll put it up at the end. Excuse me. Yeah, so the hotspot lockdowns are one of those things. Now, I think that, you know, that we shouldn't be relaxing this just yet. I said this last night. It's great. It was great to think and consider the possibilities that we could be getting back to some sort of normality. But when you listen to Nicola Sturgeon, okay, with regards to how all this is actually panning out, it's like, look, just because we've had a couple of days where you know, this is like ending up being a little bit more positive, you know, and a little less on the death toll and stuff like that, does that mean that we should end up, you know, stopping the stuff? No, that means that we should actually batten down the hatches a little bit more, because the moment that you start to relax, okay, the moment you start to relax anything along those lines whatsoever, you're going to end up back at square one, okay? And we don't really want that to happen. It just doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So as much as the social distancing thing needs to be sort of kept back, we need to keep doing that, as much as we have to abide by the guidelines. They are guidelines, okay? And the only thing that the police and the government actually have the power to enforce are social gatherings, you know, of more than X amount of people. All right, they can't come into your house and ask your auntie to leave if she's popped round with a loaf of bread. Okay, they're not going to do that. Okay, that's just silly. All right, are they going to come round if auntie's having a cup of tea with the neighbour? The neighbour phones and says, "Oh look, so and so's got auntie in the house having a cup of tea just now." The police aren't going to come for that either. All right, that's just a life choice that's been made. Okay, if you're going to react upon anything similar to that, that's fine. React upon things like that, which is cool. But what the police can enforce, all right, is a straightforward arrest and fine. They can actually physically move people on if they so decide to, if they're gathering in more than X amount of people. And they have shut down parties. They have shut down what's it called? They have shut down gatherings in the streets, people walking around parks together in groups. It's all a bit mental, to say the least. And that's something that we all have to deal with, to be perfectly honest. So it's up to you how you behave, and it's up to other people how they react to your behavior. And you know, at the end of the day, it's your choice how you behave. If you want to be silly, be silly. If you want to be sensible, be sensible. If you want to be reasonable, be reasonable. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice how you want to deal with it, and that is my attitude towards it all. Of course, at the end of the day, I'll do everything I possibly can to prevent the virus from coming into my house. Has my mum been round to the house? Yes, she has. Absolutely. She has dropped off stuff. Has she sat at the table? Okay. Has she sat at the table, you know, and had a cup of tea? Yes, she has. All right. Is my mum over 70 and should be in lockdown herself? Yes, she is. Have I turned around and told her that? Of course I have. All right. Are these problems that I have? No, they're not. Because my mum, she is a care worker. All right. She goes and looks after a lady, and she travels from her house to the lady's house in the car. She gets out the car, goes into the house, does her stuff. Okay, sorry, takes off her outdoor PPE that she wears, okay, which is a full length coat. So if she rubs up against any surfaces, that coat is isolated in a pocket away from the old lady in their house. Okay, she then goes to the bathroom, washes her hands and washes her face because it can sit on your skin. By this time, her gloves are obviously off because you don't want to wash your hands wearing gloves. And then she goes about her business. She then does the exact reverse. Oh, her shoes are off as well at this point too. So her coat goes from her neck. She's got her mask on. She's got her hat on. Okay, the coat goes right down to the bottom. Does the coronavirus land on her coat? Probably yes. Does she wash that coat? Most definitely yes. Okay. Does she do the same protocols coming into my home? Yes, she does. So when mum comes round, I don't have a problem with that because I know that she's in a safe. The only thing that, you know, we can't contend with is that she could be one of the 80% of people that are asymptomatic and not show anything. But if that was the case right now, I think maybe we would have been symptomatic in the house with the kids, and you know, up at the kids' other home as well. But that's not been the case. Anyway, I'm trying to find this picture to stop rambling on. I've got this amazing picture to show you. We'll go back to the papers. Hold on, we will come back to that. Right, pappers. Okay, so hotspot lockdowns. Just behave yourselves, people. Be sensible, and you know, remember that they're guidelines. Okay, and the guidelines actually state as well. Okay, that you want to minimize transport. So where my mum is going from her house to the car, from the car to the lady's house, the ladies from the car into the lady's house. Okay, that's called reasonably practicable. Okay, if she was a key worker, which she is, okay, and had to use public transport, that would be okay as well. But where possible, you have to limit the amount of public transport. And if you're a key worker, and can work from home, let's say you work in an industry which is vital to the mechanical wheels of civilization turning, like you work in a power plant, all right, but you can remotely monitor those things from the technology that they have on the internet now, okay, so you can remotely do that from home, then you should be doing that from home, okay? You shouldn't be going into work at all. And the government has clearly stated that on every occasion, okay, that people should be working from home, and that companies should provide the means for people to work at home if they can, and should not be going into work. So if you need to go into work and you're an office-based person, I would consider seriously why you're doing that, because you could be putting your family at risk. Offices tend to be a little bit more dirty just now compared to shops, because there's more people going in and out the shops. Okay, you can't rely on things. I can rely on how my shop's getting cleaned because I saw it before the lockdown and what was in place, but I can't rely on how office buildings are and stuff. Anywho, let's move on. Papers. The Sun, it's a gap here. Distancing to last 12 months. Rules for work and buses and shops. Wow. Yep, this is going to be the new normal. That's what it's all about. The Sun says the draft document suggests one-way systems will be the norm in offices, and employees will be encouraged to keep staff working from home. Great. The paper also says it has been told social distancing rules could be in place for up to a year. It says that the government has told workplaces that measures such as staggered shift times and protective screens at desks could be needed well into next year. Wow. Anger over plans to ease lockdown that risk putting workers in danger. Well, of course. Okay, you go back to work and people have got the virus still, or it's sitting asymptomatic. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're putting yourself at risk. So if you're one of these key workers that have gone to work, all right, when you should be working from home and you've gone back home again, you're putting your family at risk. You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, you should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, but it might be necessary, Mojax, to do that. It says, no, it's not. What do you have to do at work that you can't do over the phone? You know, even once is not enough. Is too much. Sorry, not enough. Too much. Okay, so just remember that. Remember that. Because it's your choice at the end of the day to do what's right or wrong. Okay, and then ask yourself, are you going through Mojax Happy's decontamination protocols? Okay, are you making the children, when they come into the house, take off their outdoor clothes and put on indoor clothes and isolating the outdoor clothes because you don't want droplets running around your house? Are you washing those clothes? Yes, you are. Are you washing your hands and face? Yes, you are. Are the shoes outside the front door? Yes, they are. Are they? If they're not, you need to have a word with yourself. Okay, you should be doing these things. Be anal about it, for God's sake. Wow. Ranting. The Guardian also reports on the draft guidance for workplaces, but focuses on the reaction from trade unions, which have warned workers could stage walkouts unless the government can guarantee their safety. Wow. Labour and the unions say that the guidance is vague and inadequate, and that people with conditions like asthma, diabetes, could be forced to work without the right protection. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Look at the fiasco for PPE. Meanwhile, the paper's main picture shows 5 friends in Birmingham who all died with the disease. Hold on, let's have a look. 5 friends fell victim. Oh, man. What's wrong with that picture? Can anybody notice what's wrong with that picture? They're all of ethnic descent. Wow. That is bizarro. Bizarro. Wow. My God. Right. This show is legit the only way I will read the news now. Well, ranting at the papers. Thank you, Morgan. This is. I'm not the news. I'm just dissecting from my opinions. Okay, it's just my opinions. I'm being honest from my heart. Okay, when I look at things, my brain. My wife says my brain is like an oak tree. Okay, like an infant oak tree. So you take an acorn, you plant it in the ground, and that's just one thought, and then it goes poof into an oak tree with many branches and things going off, and that's every train of thought from that one little subject. That comes from a misspent youth of mind-altering substances. I'm only joking. That just comes from a crazy, overimaginative brain, an overactive brain. So yes. What's else in the chat? Thank you. That's the nicest thing anybody said to me, Morgan, about my morning show. Legit the only way. There's a friend of mine called Roberto as well. Robert says that he comes to watch this show before he switches on the radio or watches BBC on the. What I'm doing is like, I'm not reporting the news. I'm not making the news. I'm reporting on the reporting of the news and then just giving my opinion about it all. And if my opinions go off on a tangent and I rant about why you shouldn't be traveling around, well, that's just me. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's have a look. My dad is an air traffic controller and software engineer, and the week before lockdown he was sent home and told to isolate due to his health. There you go. Thankfully he can work from home. Yep. I used to work in IT, says Barry, and I could always work from home. Was about to land a new job until this crap hit. Absolutely. Sadly, remote working isn't always a choice. We can't stack shelves in Asda. You know, key worker stuff, you know. Me and my son had a plan to move to Scotland by December, and I had a job lined up that would have allowed me to save up and do the move. There was a branch up there. There you go. Right. Scotland's a great place, Morgan. And the day that you come up for a visit to Edinburgh or something... Whoa. Are you okay? He just fell over. He was standing up and he just fell over. You okay? You're not supposed to be drunk at this time on your birthday, my little boy. Save it for the nighttime party. We've got baby vodka lined up for you. Oh, incidentally, we don't have baby vodka lined up for us, all you assholes out there that think we're going to phone child support and the social services. Shut the F up, all right? It's called having a joke. Lighten up, all right? There's people out there that would do that shit, honestly. Fucking hell, assholes. Right, okay, back to the papers. Back to the papers. We've talked to, I think when you look at that there, though, right? When you look at the men in that picture, I think that we need to look closer to this because people have said this to me, you know, that there seems to be a disproportionate amount of ethnic minorities dying as a result of this. And we don't want this to be a scandal in a year's time or 2 years' time. If this has been a manufactured sort of virus targeting ethnic minorities to propel the Caucasian white man into the majority of the population, well then, that would be a story, you know. That would be a story, indeed. Right, let's move on. Oh, there's the Financial Times. What do we like about the Financial Times? We like the fact that the Financial Times is the same colour. Wait for it. Hold on. I'll just put the camera down a wee bit and then we'll change it. It's the same colour as my walls. Let's put the bigger one on. There we go. There you go. See, it's the same colour as my bookcase walls. Hang on, let's get the microphone out of the way. Yes. Thank you, Morgan. How dare you try to be jovial, you monster. Baby vodka, baby vodka, baby vodka, baby vodka, baby vodka. That's a brand waiting to be made, actually. Baby vodka, not for babies. That's the motto. And it should be like at least 50% proof, so it's a bit stronger. So that's why it's not for babies. Anyway, let's get back to looking at this. Yes, the Financial Times is a great paper because it is the same colour as my walls. We like that paper. I don't read it. I don't have any interest in it. Johnson's back to work strategy puts businesses and unions at odds. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Okay, the Metro, coronavirus crisis. Thank you and good night, Tingale. Oh, right, what's this? There's some positive news about the coronavirus outbreak on Metro's front page. London's Nightingale Hospital, which was built in 10 days to prepare for the pandemic, is being mothballed after infections fell in the capital. There are just 20 people being treated there at the moment, the paper says, despite the hospital having the capacity for 4,000 patients. That's amazing. The Metro adds that the hospital could resume the hospital, the mothball, blah, blah, blah. The hospital could resume taking patients if the needs arises. But for now, the current patients will be transferred elsewhere. Wow, that's good news. That's actually not bad. But I'm glad mothballing is there. Does that mean that we can take all the PPE that was earmarked for there and put it into other places? That we can take the ventilators and stuff like that and use them in other places? Oh, that must mean then that we can, get rid of the old social isolation and walk the streets again, hugging and kissing people until the virus kicks off again. Keep it mothballed, keep it ready, keep your finger on the pulse. When I was a soldier, we always kept, if it wasn't so much mothballing, when you were in a position of relative safety, you would check your equipment and keep your equipment all prepared just in case. So let's hope that mothballing doesn't mean that it's not going to be happening properly for that. Okay, Daily Express. Have we had the Daily Rag yet? No, no, that must be after this one. Glimmer of hope as death toll falls. Yay! Matt Hancock, you are still going to be the patsy for all this when the reckoning comes. You know that? The reckoning is coming. And let's just say it's nice to think that we have a minister in charge of health that has, I think he has a 60% interest in a company that provides PPE to the National Health Service. Let that sink in. Okay, I don't know if it's true yet. I need to actually go out of my way and look that up. All right, and look that up because as far as I'm concerned, Okay, that is what they call an absolute ridiculous conflict of interests. I don't know if anybody's available to go and Google that. Is Matt Hancock, uh, does he have shares or have interests in PPE companies? Because that's not been reported, or if it has been, it's been very minimal, because I read the papers every day and have done for 6 weeks now. 6 weeks. And I swear to God, I've not seen that anywhere whatsoever. And it's something that actually needs to be splashed all over the papers, to be perfectly honest. Yes, I have got the picture, and there's another picture I need to do as well while we're doing it. So, yeah, if anybody can look that up for me just now, because I don't want to go and look it up, because let's face it, my computer will probably blow up. Download tracing app and get UK back to work. We are going to talk about this app at the end, because I have some amazingly shocking news for it all. Okay, don't believe the app. The app is not good. It's not good. Right. The new contract tracing app for smartphones is the focus for the Times. It says ministers are planning to run a nationwide campaign telling people it's their duty to download the new track and trace app, which is already being trialled in the Isle of Wight. But the paper says that some MPs and academics have expressed concerns about privacy, asking whether a less intrusive system could have been designed. GCHQ has published a blog to allay privacy fears, the paper adds. Yeah, oh my God. So the spies, sorry, GCHQ, I'm going to say some keywords so you can pick me up on this, okay? Here's the keywords: coronavirus, pandemic, listen to me, Allah Akbar, what else? Pedophiles. Right, these are all keywords which will trigger some sort of response at GCHQ somewhere down the lines. They will look at it, and this is the message to you. Listen, guys, you do a great job at looking after us, and I don't disrespect what you do, but to have the spy masters tell us not to worry about the government spying on you is a massive irony. Okay, a massive irony. Let's do some more keywords: Moscow, time, Washington DC, 9/11, Alex Jones. Alex Jones is a big one. We can use Alex Jones as a keyword. Okay, Boris Johnson. There's another keyword. So I've said these all as words, not in context with anything. I am not a threat to society. There you go. There's another keyword, another sentence. I am not a threat to society. So I hope that you understand that I genuinely respect the work that you do in keeping us safe. And I'm looking at you straight into the camera. Look, here's my eyes. Okay. You can check through your amazing software if I'm being insincere. Okay, I'm not. I genuinely respect what you do at GCHQ, but I just want you to know I think it's a bit ironic that, you know, the blog that you've put out is saying, I'm going to go and read it, but I'm just going on that one little headline. You guys are great, okay? But look after the country, not the government, all right? Because one day the country's going to have to look after you. Governments come and go. All right? Good. Are we on the same page? Yeah? I'm on the same page as you. I've got nothing against you guys. You do great. I would work for you guys. Happily. Okay? mojaxhappy@gmail.com. That's my email address. Send me an application form, please. Okay? I work from home. I can do stuff from home. Don't know what. I can monitor security cameras from my laptop. It might crash, but you just don't know. You don't know. Crazy. Right, let's check the old chatteroni. See what's happening in the chat room. Chat, chitty-dat, chat. Right, okay. Right, I want this to be over so I can see my partners until... I can't see my partners until 100% clear due to both of their health. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. When we get to the point of... when we get to the point of being able to walk out our doors into civilization beyond our caves once more, when the cold light of day is cast upon our skin without consequence, when we can look up to the sky and say, wow, what is that great big fiery ball in the sky? Okay, well, you know what I mean. We can get back to some semblance of normality. Okay, do you hug your kids? Yes, I hug my kids. All right. Am I wearing PPE when I do it? Yes, I wear a full bodysuit, a respirator, rubber gloves, and welly boots. Okay, they think I'm a lunatic. All right? Okay, they're right. I'm a lunatic. I'm not a psychopath. I'm a lunatic. There's a big difference. Okay? I know plenty of psychopaths. All right? And they're doesn't necessarily mean that they're murderers. They're just psychotic. Oh yeah, both me and my brother sound exactly the same when you sound passionate about some things or angry. Yeah, we do. That's it's genetic. You should hear my mum. she's she's what you've got is Ron's got super assertive, directionable aggression towards things, and he is brilliant at what he does, and I love him dearly. There's no ifs or buts. I'm amazed at what he's achieved, and I think that it's something to be totally admired, and I think it's great. Me, on the other hand, I might be passionate about things, but I couldn't go into the dark world that he deals with. The monsters that I deal with are toxic people, the abuse of not abuse of children, because that upsets me greatly. The abusive relationships with people. I've counselled people that are have been victims of a bad household. I've counselled children and brought, in my past I've brought issues of children, not abuse, but questionable household values. I'm not going to go into it. This was all years ago. So I've touched base with things like that. Just now, I basically counsel, not officially, I can only go, like, I am not an expert in counseling. I'm not an expert in depression or mental illness. I am so not qualified to officially counsel people, but what I am and have been for many, many people is an ear for them to open up to and provide my personal advice from my personal experience about the things that I've done. And to be perfectly clear at the start, when I'm talking about this just now, I am not an expert in anything that you have experienced. I will listen and I will give you the benefit of my expertise on what I've experienced. And get down. Good boy. I can give you the benefit of my expertise of what I've experienced. And that's where my lines are. That's the little box that I work within. And there's still several people that get in touch with me through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through Snapchat, through Instagram, who do turn around and they have little triggers, which, it might be something that their boyfriend's done, their girlfriend's done. It might be something that their ex-partner's done. It might be something to do with their kids and not knowing what to do. I helped a lot of single dads about six years ago that basically were having a tough time with the fact that they'd separated from their partner, and the partner was basically making it very difficult to have a relationship with their children. And I'm not going to break confidentiality about things like that, because that's not fair. I'm not even going to tell you what I suggested for them to do. There can be a whole program on that, on the human condition, which should be launching in 2 weeks' time. Very excited. But yeah, it's a strange old world where adults behave like children sometimes. I don't get it. Anyway, right, let us move on and pass the papers, because there's two pictures I want to show you. Right, so that was the app. We're not going to talk about the app properly just now. Public told to download virus tracing app to loosen lockdown. Yes, expect just now. I'm going to call this just now. I am going to call this right now at, write this down, please, 10:09 on the 5th of the 5th, 2020. 5/5/2020 at 10:10, we'll say 10:10, 5/5/2020. Okay, this is it. I am calling this. Be prepared for a bombardment of slogans, advertising to get one particular app. Okay, GCHQ will be going, shit, he's on to us. No, GCHQ, I'm not on to you. People, if they just opened their eyes, would be aware of this. Okay, seriously, if they just dig in past the surface about who is actually making this app, okay, that is where the questions lie. All right. In fact, you know what? We're going to go straight to that just now because I am on an absolute bender about this just now. I need to find a picture. Let me find a picture. Come on, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. There's Nicola Sturgeon. Oh, where's the picture? I'm sure I put that picture up there. Oh, for God's sake, let me check my phone. And I'll have to send it to myself through Facebook. Right. Okay. So basically, what do you know about track and trace apps? They're not a bad thing if they are used for the correct purpose. But okay, in Iceland, I've got a friend of mine called Magnus, and Magnus was great. He came on the show a couple of weeks ago and gave us the lowdown of what's happening in Iceland, and that show's available. I will, if anybody wants it, I will stick it in the Discord as a link because what Magnus was saying is an absolute eye opener. Okay, now Iceland is about the size of England, okay? And they have a population that's around about 370,000 people. So they naturally socially isolate anyway, all right? They do this regardless, all right? So they're used to this. So did they have any form of lockdown policies in place? Okay, they didn't. They just took sensible precautions where it says no gatherings more than 10 or 20. Okay, let's all be sensible about this. Let's not go, we'll keep minimal restaurants and cafes and shops open. They didn't close everything down. Their economy still ticked on. Okay, they also have the facilities where they've been cataloguing their population's genome anyway. And they were really far into getting almost 100% of their population done. And there's a great website with all that data on it and all their coronavirus data. They've made every bit of it publicly available, which is astounding. Okay, that link as well, I've got somewhere. I will put that up on Discord as well. But the point I'm trying to make here is they have now got over 10% full testing of their entire population. So the first 5%, they discovered, this was the country that discovered that out of everybody, that they took 100% of the people that had the virus. Okay, so they tested 5% of the population, and then they looked in more detail at everybody that tested positive for the virus, which is what you should do. Okay, from that information, they discovered that more than 50% of these people that were infected with the virus were showing no symptoms. Incredible. So they were walking around as a bag of germs. Okay, absolute bag of germs. So we can't, from that, you have to take on board, we can't technically be safe until every single person in the population has been tested and verified whether they have it, they have had it and have immunity, if that's possible, okay, or if they're asymptomatic. How can we move on? How's a vaccine going to fix that? Because the other thing they found is there is a ridiculous amount of strains and mutations of this virus. So one vaccine will not kill it all. All right. So you are always going to have that. We're always going to have flu issues as well. But that is by the by. So they have a slogan in Iceland. They have a government which is actually not intrusive. All right. They're not intrusive in the same way as our government is. You have to remember, Iceland is the government, the country that basically during the financial crash 12 years ago turned around and went, bankers, you're going to jail. And they were like, no, we're not. You're going to bail us out. No, you're going to jail. It's your fault that this has happened. You're the one that made the difficult choices to be able to turn around and actually have these products coming in to the country, and financially it's ruined us. Okay, we're not bailing you out. We'll bail out the country, we'll bail out the people, but you guys are going to jail. And that's what they did. They put the bankers in charge of all these things in the jail. Is that not a sensible thing? Instead of 10 years of austerity and bailing out the banks for financial gain for the few? Of course it is. So Iceland, that's where you want to stay. That's what you want to do. So moving on, I have an immense trust in the Icelandic government. Okay, their prime minister is good friends with Nicola Sturgeon. They've been backwards and forwards, partying in Reykjavik, partying in Edinburgh. You know, they're on the same Snapchat fucking group. You know, it's mental. Okay, they're all buddies. Okay, however, their slogan was similar to, you know, better together, similar to all that. Okay, and it was like, I can't remember the direct translation, but it sounds a bit Nazi. Okay, but it's not Nazi the way that Magnus put it across, and he said he said the same as me. It sounds a bit right wing, but you know something? We're all not stupid over here. We actually are adults, and we get treated like adults, which is a case of like we need to obey together. Okay, it was kind of like that. It's like obey, but not like 1940s Germany, obey, not like Stalinist Russia, obey, not like Maoist China, obey, or Cuba. It's nothing like that. It's like we need to obey because we're a team, we're a unity. You know, we're a community, sorry, we're in this together, we are united. Okay, so that is me laid the playing field for Iceland. Everybody there, everybody has the app. Okay, and from that app, they have traced one particular strain coming into the country and then pew, how it spread. What they learned from that was significant in actually protecting the nation. So I am not against an app being used. However, I am highly, highly suspicious of any government at all, right, that will turn around and push their own version of the app if they have a past record of being assholes. All right? Okay, so where does this come from? Where does this questionability of me and this app refer to? Well, I found a picture, but I'd already looked into this, all right? I found a picture. I'm going to bring this picture up just now because it is definitely worthwhile looking at, and then we'll finish with a funny picture afterwards. Let me find it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, here we go. Right, have a read of that, all right? Have a good old read of that. In fact, I'll read it out to you. Okay, would you be happy downloading an NHS tracker app designed by this man? This is Mark Warner, associate of Dominic Cummings. You know Dominic Cummings is Lord Voldemort in human form and brother of Ben, the kid who helped design the model to help Cummings win the Vote Leave and the Tory 2019 election campaign. Mark was given 250 million NHS contract as soon as Cummings had his foot in the door of 10 Downing Street. He has also been handed the contract for the NHS tracking app and unlimited access to NHS data. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. It's beyond the buttons that are pushing the app, Morgan. Okay? It's beyond the buttons. If you want to take a copy of that picture and please splash it all over your social media every single day. Every time you see something in social media, okay, Ed, this is serious. I am perfectly serious. We are a tiny community, but we could have a massive, massive impact on the consciousness of our country regarding this. Okay, I'm going to put this picture in Discord. Please take a copy of it. And please, every time you see something on social media referring to the government's app, just post that picture on it. Post it twice, post it 3 times. The power of social media with intervening in these sort of things in helping public opinion change is amazing. All right, is amazing. I don't trust this app. There are so many countries that have track and trace apps that are commercial apps as opposed to government funded apps. Okay, Iceland has proven that they can be sensible with our data, that they treat their population like grown-ups and not like children. Do you question, line in the sand, do you trust the Westminster administration with that amount of data? Do you trust our government to hand over unlimited NHS data to a man that is buddies with Lord Voldemort? That man there is a Death Eater. Okay, anybody that's buddies with Dominic is got the tattoo, all right? And when Dominic got into into Downing Street as an advisor, he got his wand out and he started pushing that wand into his tattoo, and all the Death Eaters came flying and said, Dominic, amazing, what are we going to do now? He says, we are going to take over this country as unelected leaders. Fuck yes. Sorry, I don't swear in the morning very often, but there you go. I don't trust the government at all. I listen, I trust statesmen. I actually trust Nicola Sturgeon, okay? Oh, I have the dark mark tattoo. Don't insult us Death Eaters. You're not a Death Eater. You've not eaten children. You don't turn round, okay, and land 250 million pound NHS contracts with a conflict of interests, okay? You are a beautiful fan that likes the culture of Death Eaters from Harry Potter. I am using it as an analogy completely different from Dominic Voldemort Cummings, okay? If he were to cut off his nose, he would look just like Lord Voldemort, okay? That's it. That's it. So that picture is going up on Discord. It's here in what's it called? In fact, I wonder if I can pull the link off for that and just stick it in. I'm sure I can. Open image, copy image address. There we go. That's what we can do. Right here in the chit chat. I hope this works. It's a big long sort of link. That link though is, I think it'll work. You might have to test it. Give it a clicky. All right. And if it works, there's the picture. I don't know whether it will or it won't, but there's the picture. All right. And take that picture and use that in your social media everywhere. Other things have bypassed us during this particular. In fact, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to look up just now. Let me get rid of. I'll have to stop sharing that so it doesn't do it. That's good. I'm gonna have to. Let's get rid of that picture as well, okay? Because you can't see my ugly coupon, and brand. There we go. Right. Okay. The other picture was quite funny. It's on a light-hearted note. This is to do with the easing of social distancing. What's it called? Just the ease of social distancing, really. So yeah, check that out. It's just a funny. I like it. It kind of sums it up properly. Okay, we're going to ease the restrictions. That's great. The parachute's opened now. It's slowed down my descent. Can I take it off? That's exactly how I feel. All right? That's exactly how I feel. It's crazy. Right, let's go back to the comments. Eek, scary face. Thanks, Barry. Thank you so much. I'd click it, but my laptop would cry. Yes, it probably would. My laptop cries frequently when I get a bit overzealous with the amount of tabs I've got open and broadcast at the same time. So where were we? Where were we? We're talking about Lord Voldemort. We were talking about how many other things could potentially have been pulled over our eyes. I'm just going to Google just now because I don't have any other tabs open apart from the StreamYard one. Matt Hancock, PPE company. Let's see if that comes up with anything. Any health sector would be the owner of this NHS supply. Fact check by Fool. He owns it in his capacity as health. EU turns up pressures. Matt Hancock. Blah blah blah. Coronavirus backup faces to resign over PPE failings. Okay, hold on. Right. Okay. Matt Hancock PPE company shares. There's nothing coming up. Okay, right. I'm going to look into that in a little bit more detail, which I think would be worthwhile doing, because if it turns out that Matt Hancock has a controlling interest or even a remote interest in PPE companies that deal with the NHS, that's a massive conflict of interests, because I would like to know then if his company had a lack of supply and the other companies that they could have bought PPE from ended up with not being bought from. That's why they ended up selling it to Germany, a couple of weeks ago. Crazy. Okay, papers are done. And I'm going to say, how are you? We've rambled on for an hour this morning. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Happy birthday, Roddick. Yes, there is an evening show tonight. Tonight, I have a couple of articles which I want to discuss and rant about in depth to do with Scotland and the coronavirus. It's not. It's going to be back to the normal format of COVID Chronicles, COVIDiots, and the isolation games. And everybody's always welcome. If you have a valid COVID-19 story that you want to share with us at any time at all, get in touch via radio_apocalypse or on the Discord. Sorry, the radio_apocalypse is the Instagram, or the Discord, which is www.radioapocalypse.live/Discord. Okay, and if anybody is interested in this little tune, hold on a second, I will play this. One sec. Why am I singing that song? Hold on. Here it is. We're going to play it one more time. Hold on.
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. That is our very own Cognac, which I think he was. Did he jump in earlier on? Did he pop in? He's a great guy. I'm going to see that. I'm sure that I saw a corner of my eye said Cognac. Somebody said, oh, there he is. Hope you're all having a great morning. Good to catch another morning one, Mojax. Cognac! Hi! We love you, man. I just played your song. So, yeah, anyway, that particular amazing little riff there was played by our very own Barry, okay, and it's available to download in the download section of our website, www.radioapocalypse.live/downloads, creatively and imaginatively named. Okay, Cognac did not know that we had actually made that, and his reaction to it all was great. I will, after this, I've got a couple of things that I need to do, and then I'm going to go straight in and finish making the Cognac video and upload it as some content purely for Radio Apocalypse. I will put it in the playlist for the Late at Night show, which is now being rebranded and renamed Into the Night. Okay, I've called it Into the Night now because I've changed. I'm going to play the I don't know if any of you saw this yesterday. I'm going to actually play you the brand new intro logo for the nighttime show. I'm moving away from the dulcet tones of coronavirus sinister banging sort of like things on the drum of it all. Where is it? There it is there. So this is 30 seconds long as well. This is the new intro to the Into the Night show. It's a bit more positive and it shows beautiful time lapses of Edinburgh.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?
I wanted a more positive intro for the show, and that's why I did that. That one's specifically tailored for the round circle. So tonight's one won't have that welcome to the round circle part on it. It'll have something else. But it's like the piece of music I got from the internet. It's a free piece of music, and I I'm not into that style of music at all, but it's kind of like the guy's voice is very sort of positive and upbeat. The music is very upbeat. And when you've got like the sunset, and then you've got all the time lapses of Edinburgh at night, that's why it's like Into the Night. And I wasn't going to call it Into the Night anymore. It's just because the lyrics that in the song it has the words Into the Night. So I thought that's a great tie-in. So that's why we're using that now. That is going to be our way forward with I'm going to take all the other things off, and we'll be doing everything in a very positive way. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to go and FaceTime my children because it's Roddick's birthday and they all want to spend some time with Roddick on the old timing of faces. All right. So back tonight, 10 o'clock, ranting and raving and ranting. The link for everything is in Discord. Do me a favor. If you're watching this just now, grab the link for tonight's show, stick it on your social media. Let's, as a community, help grow the channel. It's up to you. I can do amazing things to grow it, and I will always be consistent, even when I go back to work. If I'm working at 7:30 in the morning, I will do this show at 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm happy to do that. And then I finish work no later than 9 o'clock at night, and I still have time to get back and do the 10 o'clock stream. Okay, so that is what it's all about. We are not going to not be here when I go back to work and the isolation finishes. We will continue with this. I want to grow the channel and be consistent and have that consistency going on. That's what it's about. We are evolving into a, what did you call it, Barry? A social commentary channel. Okay, this is where we can talk about whatever we want. All the advice channels on YouTube say, stick to a niche. That's the way you want to be big. Well, I can't. I've got too much to say and too much to do. I uploaded a steak and chips video yesterday onto my YouTube under the Mojax Happy Cooks brand. That's all part of this brand as well. I have my lifestyle stuff, which is Mojax Love and Life and Mojax Cooking with Mojax Happy. So when I do a live stream of cooking, it won't be under the Radio Apocalypse banner. It might have that somewhere so people can say, oh, that's him from Radio Apocalypse, but it will be under the Mojax Cooking with Mojax Happy one. And as soon as the tech upgrade goes through and I buy the 3 long cables to have all under the floorboards, round doors and things all nailed into position so they can stay there and nobody trips up over them, we will have the cameras in the kitchen again. And when I do a live stream from the kitchen, it'll be my son will have to be here and he will have to control the studio from the desktop. And I'll have to teach him how to do that. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait to do that. I am actually more excited about doing live cooking again than anything else that I actually do. And the consistency of the morning and the evening shows, love it. Listen, you guys are amazing. You're why I come here in the morning. Even we have like a small group of people. We're now up to 36, 37 views within 24 hours on this. Grab the link, stick it on your social media. Please help me grow the channel because the more people that come in and watch this, the more ideas that we have to share, the more fun that we can have as a community. Okay, so take care. I will see you guys all tonight. And I need to make a new outro now because I've still got the old outro. Oh, God. That's what happens when you evolve. Take care. See you all soon. This is a government health warning. The man in the picture received a £250 million government contract to do with the NHS. He has unlimited access to NHS data, is best friends with Dominic Cummings, has a major conflict of interests with regards to producing the government's track and trace app. Please copy this picture and post in your social media every time you see an advert for the government's track and trace app. We have to tell the population that this guy is having a major conflict of interests. That is all.